my channel, and I just have a question for you. Would you have thought from that montage that any of those items were from the Dollar Tree? Because I think not. Today I have not 3 but 4 Dollar Tree DIY decor pieces that all look super unique. They're all really cute and I love them, and I hope that you'll love them too. And just a heads up, this video is sponsored by Squarespace, but I'll tell you a little bit about that later. So the first DIY up is using none other than a kid's toy from the Dollar Tree. I gotta let you know that this toy, honestly, it kind of freaks me out just even picking it up and looking at it and touching it. I was a little bit creeped out, but the end result was so worth it. It looks so cute, so unique, and I hope that you like it. So let's get started with turning this kid's toy into a stunning decor piece.
So these are the little toys that I got from Dollar Tree. They are wooden snakes and they have the little eyes and a mouth, and I am scared of snakes, and this is why I said I typically would never even pick up this toy. But either way, you're gonna go ahead and get 3 of them, and then what you're gonna do is actually just snip off the head section and the tail section of the toy. And now when you actually line them all up, as you can see here, they are forming the perfect rainbow shape.
Hold up, obviously I have an Instagram account and it's at DIY Dalia with an underscore at the end, and please go ahead and check me out over there. I share all sorts of behind the scenes and sneak peeks, and I do that on purpose because I want to give you extra value. So let's be friends over there because that would mean a lot to me too. Okay guys, enough about that, now back to the tutorial.
Next up, I'm just grabbing my trusty hot glue gun and I'm going along the outer section of the rainbow and then doing the same thing along the middle and inner sections as well. After that, I'm adding hot glue in between each of the rows to make that rainbow shape stay put and fully secure. Now the bottom of the rainbow is a little bit uneven and needs a bit of touching up, so I'm actually just using my nail file and smoothing out that bottom on both sides. Now I'm actually going to be using this rainbow on a shelf, but in case you want to hang it up, you can just grab a piece of twine and hot glue it to the back of the rainbow just like this, and after that you have a super pretty wooden rainbow decor piece that's ready to go.
Okay, so I love this one so much for so many reasons. First of all, it is so unique looking. Second of all, it looks like you could buy it from a legit store. Third of all, it's textured and natural and wooden, and I just think it's so cute. So I hope that you guys like this one a lot. I was really proud of myself with coming up with turning a wooden snake into a rainbow. Kind of like funny because it's turning something that's typically a little bit creepy into something so cute and so pretty. So yeah, I hope you guys like that one. And now let's get on with the second DIY up. Okay, so for the second and third DIY up, they're kind of an evolution of one another, so we'll call it part A and part B, and they are so cute. Both of them turned out so nice. They're using another kid's toy from Dollar Tree. Both of them make really stunning decor pieces that you can use to decorate a desk, a table, a shelf, so many options for you. So without further ado, let's get started with the second DIY.
So this is the puzzle that we picked up from the Dollar Tree, and it's an orange and light wood design, and I just felt like the shape was really unique and cute. And I know it's a toy puzzle, but still I really love that shape. So the most simple thing we're going to do here is take this puzzle apart piece by piece, which really isn't that hard, and then we're just gonna go ahead and change up the color. For color, we're gonna be using this flat black spray paint, which I just love, and I just took those little wood pieces outside and gave them 2 good coats of paint.
So I have all my little puzzle pieces and they're spray painted black. They look really nice. They're not actually scratching at all. That was my concern, but nope, they don't scratch even with my fingernail. So that's really good for this actually being a functional puzzle in the end. The question is, how hard can this be to put back together? Okay, let's try here. I actually really have no idea. I think I'm gonna have to see if there's a video of this online. Don't make fun of me. Okay, there are tutorials for solving this puzzle. Let me watch this and see if I can then do it. I would never have thought to put it together this way. It's embarrassing. Oh my gosh, I think I got it. Yay, success! This is totally harder than it looks. Okay, so I am gonna give you guys a little bit of a show of what this looks like all finished and how you can actually style it in your home. And it just shows you how much a little bit of paint can transform a little toy puzzle into a piece of legitimate decor that also still functions as a puzzle. So I hope you love how that first puzzle DIY turned out. With a little tweak, you can turn something from being a toy into being decor. And before we get on to the next part of this puzzle upgrade, which in my opinion is going to transform it to the next level. But before we get onto that, I just wanted to tell you a little bit more about Squarespace because they are the sponsor of today's video. So if you haven't heard of them before, they're basically an all-in-one platform for starting a website. They have all the tools to start any kind of website, whether that be you want to sell a product and start like an e-commerce type site, or maybe you just want to have a personal site or a portfolio site. They have everything for you to be able to do that. From buying your domain to picking a design that you want. And I just want to tell you that my favorite thing about Squarespace are the templates that they have. It makes it so easy to actually create your website because they have stunning templates. They have so many different styles, so you can definitely find one that will fit your personal vision and what you're going for. And I've worked with them before and it's just so easy to create websites, so I really, really recommend them. They also make it so that all of their designs are mobile friendly, so they'll have like a mobile version of it, which also looks so perfectly styled and perfectly on brand. So if you're ready to create your own website, head on over to squarespace.com to start your free trial, and then when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/DIYDalia to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Now without further ado, let's get on to part 2 of the puzzle upgrade, where we're going to transform this into something potentially even cooler than the original one. So let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is add some hot glue around the seams of the puzzle so that it won't move or come apart on us while we're working with it. Next, we're gonna take out some air dry clay, and this is just what I had on hand, and I'm just cutting off a decent sized piece of clay. Now, bit by bit, we're going to form it around the puzzle using some water to kind of smooth it out and attach the pieces of clay together as well. And after a little bit of working with it, this is what you're left with, and we're just gonna set that aside to dry. Now after it dried, it actually cracked on me at these joint areas, but that's okay because we'll fix that in a little bit. But first off, we're just going to smooth out the bumpiness that we have going on here with the clay. So I'm just taking some sanding paper and going over the whole puzzle until it's nice and smooth. Okay, so let's go ahead and fix those cracks. And for this, I'm actually just gonna take some of the powder from the clay that we just sanded off, and I'm just gonna place it over where the cracks were, and then wet it with a little bit of water and kind of melt it into those cracks. Now, since the cracks were so small and since the clay was also very stuck on to the puzzle itself, there's no need to really reinforce it too much, so just adding that clay powder is working perfectly. And now we can move on to really finishing this piece. So I'm going to be using the acrylic canvas paint that we used earlier, so just adding a little bit into a cup, and then we're also gonna add in some baking soda for some extra texture and just give that a good stir. So you can just go ahead and paint that right on, and you can see that the paint is super nice and thick and a really good consistency. And once it's all painted and good to go, now you have your upgraded version of that puzzle decor. Wondering, when you saw the wood and orange puzzle toy, would you have ever thought that that could be transformed into decor? Because honestly, I think not. I think typically you'd see that and just have it boxed into your mind as a game, but not actually think, oh wait, there's actually aesthetic properties to it, and it can definitely be transformed into something that's stunning and a piece of decor in your home. Next up, we have a DIY tutorial for a piece that you've probably seen all over Instagram, probably on Etsy. I've even seen them sold on Amazon for a pretty affordable price, but this time we're gonna make it using Dollar Tree items, and it's gonna be the absolute most affordable way that you can make it. I love how it turned out. It looks so classy, and currently I have it styled on a shelf in my kitchen area, so I am super excited about it. Let's get into it.
So today we're going to be making some tassel garlands, and the first thing you're going to need is jewelry cord. I got this from Dollar Tree, which, side note, go to Dollar Tree. All this stuff has been from Dollar Tree. I am going to wrap the cord around the paper from the packaging, and you'll want to wrap it pretty tightly and just leave enough at the end to tie a good knot, just like this. Cut the end opposite of the knot, just one good snip should do it. And now we're gonna take some excess string and tie it right in the middle. When you're done, it should look a little like a straw wig for a doll, but it's going to look better in just a second, you'll just see. Take about 6 more inches of string and wrap them just below the top of the bunch, and then go ahead and tie a knot to keep it in place. At this point, it's looking a little crazy, so you're gonna wanna grab a glass of water, and you'll dip the bottom part of the tassel into the water, making it nice and damp, and leave it to dry, and it will now stay in this new shape. Next, you're gonna cut the bottom of the tassel so that the fray is even, and we're done with that part. And now we can move on to the garland itself. Now, Dollar Tree is really coming in strong today because that's also where I found these mini picture frames. And while we won't actually be using the frames themselves, I will be using the nice beaded handle that they come with. Now in total, I used the wooden beads from 5 of these little frames. Obviously add more if you want it to be longer. And once you've got all your beads together, you can start looping them onto a fresh piece of jewelry cord. When you've looped all of the beads on, you're going to take those tassels and tie them carefully onto each end of the looped beads, just like this. You can go ahead and cut off any excess string, and there you have it. Tassel garlands, beautiful, easy to make, and way less expensive than you can find online.
I think for the fact that it costs $7 to make this tassel garland, it is such a win. It is, like I said, the cheapest you could ever make this because the beads off of Amazon or from Michaels aren't that inexpensive. The cheapest beaded garland I've ever seen has been off of Amazon for about $20-ish, $25 I think it was, and this comes in at a total price of $7. So moment of truth, you guys, I want to know which of these projects was your favorite. Please let me know with a comment down below, and I'm always interested in hearing about it. I read every single comment, and as usual, I'm going to tell you my little ranking. The first one that I like the most is the snake turned rainbow. I just think it's so cute. I have that styled on my shelf and I just think it's adorable. So that's probably my favorite. Next to that is the puzzle that's covered with clay because it looks ceramic. It looks really high-end and really legit. So that is definitely my second most favorite one. The third most favorite one that I have is probably the puzzle just as black. I mean, I no longer own it as black because I decided to upcycle it. But honestly, I kind of wanted to keep it just as black because I thought it looked really, really cute. So that's probably my third one. And then last but not least is the beads. Now don't get me wrong, I love the beads too. I just think there have been other tutorials on beads which makes me rank it a little bit lower just because it's a little bit less unique. However, I definitely like the look of the jewelry cord. I like the look of it overall, and I think it really adds some dimension and texture and natural wood colors wherever you style it. Thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot to me. If you don't mind, if you could please subscribe to me and make sure that your bell notifications are turned on so that when I post videos, you get notified. Once again, thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. And if you're interested in creating a website or starting a business, don't forget to check them out by clicking the link in my description box. I love you so much. Thank you so much for supporting me. It literally means the world to me, and I will see you next time, guys.